5 neighborhoods, 1 city, totally different vibes, prices, and long-term potential. If I were moving to Charlotte in 2026, these are the 5 spots I would be checking out, and trust me, it's not just because they sound nice. I've been in this market for almost 12 years in real estate and over 30 living with hundreds of closed deals. Let me show you exactly where I put my money today. Step outside your front door on an afternoon in the South End and you will see it, the rail trail buzzing with activity. On your left, there's mural the size of buildings. Across the street, the brewery patio is packed and your office is just 15-minute train ride away. And no, this isn't a weekend vibe. South End looks like that on a regular weekday. The energy here is real. You've got breweries spilling out onto the sidewalks, restaurants that make you want to stop and try them as you walk by. Highwire, Triple C, Resident Culture, Hop Fly, Wooden Robot, all within walking distance from each other. If you're the type of person who likes to step out from your front door and immediately be in the middle of something, this might just be the neighborhood you've been dreaming of. And beyond the great lifestyle, you'll also have the Lenox Blue Line. The light rail cuts straight through South End, Carson, Bland Street, East and West, New Bern stations with rush hour service every 10 minutes. If your office is uptown, this transit system will change everything. Park the car, hop on the train, and you're at your desk about 15 minutes. No traffic, no parking deck, no Monday morning guessing game. And later on this list, I'll show you the neighborhood that just landed one of the biggest corporate headquarter announcements Charlotte's seen in a decade, and what that means for buyers who get in early. Stick around. But let's continue here. In growing cities, walkable neighborhoods along rail lines tend to hold value better over time than car-dependent areas. But South End has the infrastructure and the demand to keep pushing forward. With the Blue Line extension in the works, the transit game here is only going to get better. Now, as far as housing goes, it's leaning newer. Condos, townhomes, mixed-use residential. If you're looking for front porch bungalows, this isn't the spot for you. But if you want something low maintenance, right on the transit corridor with walkable dining and retail right outside, condos here can easily hit the $1 million price point or more, depending on the size and the finishes. The price range is wide because the product is variable also. You've got studio-sized units up to penthouse level builds, all in the same zip code. If you work uptown and you want to be out for dinner or drinks after a long day, South End is the premium spot for you, and it's well worth it. That time saved on your daily commute compound year after year. It's a quality of life choice and also a financial one. Quick pause here. If you're thinking about moving to Charlotte, whether it's one of these 5 neighborhoods or somewhere else, I work with relocators coming into this market every single day. I can give you that inside scoop on any of these areas and help you figure out which neighborhood is the best fit for your lifestyle. My contact info's linked in the description below. Let's keep going. Now, not everyone wants urban, walkable life, and that's totally fine. The next neighborhood tells a totally different story. And if you haven't been there recently, you might be working off outdated information. A lot of people still picture Ballantyne as that 9 to 5 corporate suburb. Quiet after dark, nothing to do once the office is closed. I get it, that used to be true, but not anymore. The Ballantyne Reimagined project has spent years and serious money turning this area into something with a real pulse. The Bowl of Ballantyne has been coming together over the past couple of years with new restaurants, retail, and entertainment continuing to open up through here in 2025 and 2026. Now you've got spots like Old Mecklenburg Brewery, North Italia, Flower Child, Roosters, Postino, Bossy Blues, all these fantastic restaurants and retail that actually give you a reason to stay after sunset in Ballantyne. And it's not just shopping there. Wegmans is coming around the corner. It's targeted to open up in late 2026, just a half mile away. The Amp, a 5,000 person outdoor amphitheater, is the heart of the whole district. The 26-story Oro Ballantyne Luxury Tower started welcoming residents in 2025. And as you walk around the campus, you're crossing through over 100 acres of parks, green space, and trails. Now, the job side of things here is a big deal. Ballantyne has 4.5 million square feet of Class A office space, one of the largest employment campuses in the entire Southeast. If your job's already here, or if you're moving for work in this corridor, living nearby is a no-brainer. Less commute, less traffic, and you're building equity instead of just burning time on the road. But as homes in Ballantyne, they tend to be larger, newer, with planned communities and plenty of amenities. Depending on the community and the size, you're usually looking somewhere in the upper $400,000 price point to over $700,000 and beyond. Some of you can get up into the millions. Suburbs like Ballantyne also see more active new construction than urban areas that are running out of supply. More options for floor plans, and depending on where rates are, you might find more builder incentives here than you would closer to the city. And if rates drop at all in 2026, areas with strong corporate employment anchors usually see the first jump in demand. Trust me on this, it's going to be the typical pattern. Employment drives demand in a way that lifestyle amenities alone can't. And Ballantyne's job base is one of the most stable in the metro. The next neighborhood on the list just got one of the biggest job announcements Charlotte's seen in a decade. And it's completely changing the game for buyers in this part of the city that was already heating up. There are neighborhoods that feel lived in, and then there are those that feel well manufactured. Plaza Midwood is definitely the former. And in a city like Charlotte, where growth is happening at lightning speed, that distinction is very important. You've got craftsman bungalows sitting right next to freshly built homes, a coffee shop where the owner actually lives just a couple streets over, a restaurant you stumble upon on a random Tuesday walk, and before you know it, it's your go-to spot. This neighborhood is just east of Uptown, and it has that quality of discovery that's tough to find in a new development. There's always something you haven't checked out yet. Now, in 2026, this neighborhood is worth paying attention to. Scout Motors, the electric truck company, backed by Volkswagen Group, picked Plaza Midwood for its North American headquarters. They made the announcement in November of 2025 and were talking about over 1,200 jobs and around $207 million in capital investment coming to the Commonwealth development at Central and Pecan Avenues. The salaries are well above the metro average. Initial staffing was starting this year. Charlotte's mayor called it one of the biggest job creation milestones the city has seen in the last decade. And that's coming straight from the city's own records, not just marketing fluff. The Commonwealth project is already in full swing. It's a 6-story Class A office building with solid core, Van Leeuwen, and the recent announcement, Uchi. Corporate headquarters brings so many jobs to the area. We're so excited. They bring the companies that support those employees, the restaurants that serve them, the talent that wants to be close to all the action. The ripple effect is real, even if it takes a little time. And in a few minutes, we'll talk about a neighborhood that shares a key trait with Plaza Midwood that makes both of them great long-term holds. Stick with me. Okay, so on the real estate side, you've got mostly older housing stock, craftsman bungalows, vintage homes, and renovated properties mixed within newer infill. Homes here typically range from the mid $400,000 price point for some of the smaller, less updated properties to up to over $800,000 and beyond for the larger, fully rebuilt homes. The real silent factor here is land scarcity. Plaza Midwood is surrounded by development, and when you can't expand the supply, prices tend to find a floor over time. Scout Motors coming isn't just a stat to throw around. For buyers who want that neighborhood character and the economic boost to go with it, getting in before the ripple effect takes hold is how you put yourself in that winning seat. Now, let's talk about a completely different kind of value story. One that's not based on character or corporate growth, but on space, nature, and one of the best entry points in the broader Charlotte market. Sunday morning, coffee in hand, you're on a hiking trail that opens up to the edge of Lake Wylie, and the path is almost yours. Just a short drive from International Airport, and you paid a lot less than anyone in the neighborhood we've covered so far. That's Steel Creek, and it doesn't try to be something it's not. This is Southwest Charlotte, and it's unapologetically suburban. More space for your dollar. Newer communities, neighbors who still wave when you pull into the driveway. Lake Wylie is real, not just a name on a sign. The McDowell Nature Center and Preserve sits right at the edge, offering hiking trails and lake access from sunup to sundown. It's the kind of place families head to on Sunday mornings and end up spending the entire afternoon there. And the airport's proximity is real too. Just about 15 to 20 minutes without heavy traffic. So if you're traveling for work, it's a game changer for your weekly commute. You really don't appreciate it until you're living there. New construction here is more active than in supply-constrained urban areas. That means more choices for builders, more floor plans, and a pipeline of new communities that are growing along the broader Southwest Charlotte investment. This place offers some of the most accessible entry points in Charlotte for newer construction. You're looking at the high $300,000 price point to the mid $500,000 price point, depending on the builder and the community and some of the amenities in it. As median prices rise across the city, buyers start looking further out for better value. Steel Creek catches some of that demand, and historically, it's kept steady demand even in softer markets. The airport corridor nearby is also seeing active infrastructure investment, which tells you this part of the city in it for the long haul. For buyers who want newer homes, more space, and real connection to the outdoors without breaking the bank, Steel Creek is a solid choice. All right, so the last neighborhood on this list is a whole different kind of investment, and if long-term appreciation is what you're after, you'll want to hear about this. Walk down North Davidson Street on a Saturday evening, you'll quickly notice something. NoDa has an identity, and it wasn't manufactured. This neighborhood started as a textile mill back in the day. I should currently know our family had Highland Mills for about 47 years, which is currently Optimus Hall. Then the area quietly grew more creative over the years. Somewhere along the way, it became Charlotte's art district, not by some master plan, but by that organic pool that brings artists, musicians, and independent restaurant owners all into the same block. The murals have been layering on top of each other over the decades. Walking through these streets feels like strolling through a gallery that never closes and never charges you a dime. Heist Brewery hosts a weekly run club on Monday evenings. NoDa Brewing Company, one of Charlotte's original craft beer pioneers, has its main production facility and tap room just around the corner. Then there's Haberdash, Goodyear House, Cabo Fish Taco, been around forever. On a weekend night, live music is spilling out of multiple spots at once. And that's just a regular night here. But what makes NoDa truly compelling from a real estate standpoint ties back to what I mentioned about Plaza Midwood, supply constraint. NoDa is small. There's just not that much of it. The housing here is a mix of renovated older homes, modern townhomes, and infill projects that have popped up in recent years. The Lenox Blue Line 36th Street station drops you just one block from the heart of it all. So if you work uptown or South End, NoDa is actually a super convenient spot to live without needing a car. Recent data shows NoDa homes in the upper $400,000 price point to the lower $500,000 price point, depending on what you're looking at and when you're looking. It's not the cheapest entry in Charlotte, but that's not because the market's overheated. It's because the fundamentals here are rock solid. You've got transit access, limited supply, and neighborhood identity that pulls people in year after year. A mix like this tends to hold its value and attracts long-term interest in ways that newer cookie-cutter suburban developments just can't. For buyers who value character over conformity and who want a long-term investment in a neighborhood that rewards conviction, NoDa is the one that I've been keeping a close eye on right now. And now that we've looked at all 5 neighborhoods, let me give you the market context to help you decide not just where to buy, but when. So we covered all 5 neighborhoods. Now let me give you the real market context that helps you actually use this information, because knowing where to look and knowing when to move are 2 totally different things. Charlotte's population is approaching 950,000 and still growing, with the broader metro now approaching 3 million people. Population growth drives housing demand in real, substantial way, not the kind of speculative demand that vanishes the minute sentiment shifts. We've talked earlier about job growth, nearly 38,000 new positions in 2025, with one of the strongest growth rates in the country. That job growth spans across professional services, healthcare, education, and leisure. And that's what gives the market real durability. When demand isn't concentrated in one industry, it's harder for any single shift to drastically change things. Now, pricing. As early as 2026, the regional median sales price is sitting in the low to mid $400,000, depending on who you ask and when you're looking. Mecklenburg County is tracking a bit higher, but the broader Charlotte market stays pretty consistent across the board. This number is a midpoint, not a ceiling. Half the market is above it, half below. The 5 neighborhoods we've covered span a wide range on both sides of that number. Inventory has been moving, yes. We've seen supply fluctuate between tighter seller conditions and more balanced level as interest rates have shifted, kind of pushing buyers in and out of the market over the last few months. When supply goes up, buyers get more negotiating power. When rate dips even just a little bit, demand picks up fast. And it's usually areas with the strongest job anchors that respond the quickest. Right now, the 30-year fixed mortgage rate is in the mid to upper 6% range, which is a solid improvement from where it was about a year ago. Every time rates drop, purchase power improves, and that moves fast in competitive markets, especially here in Charlotte. Heading into 2026, the market is a lot more balanced than it was 2 years ago. You're not battling 10 offers on a Tuesday night anymore, but The core Charlotte neighborhoods, especially those with transit access or strong job centers, aren't going to sit around. Preparation and decisiveness still matter. You've got more room to breathe than during the peak, but the best spots are still going fast. If you're ready to dive into which of these 5 neighborhoods fits your timeline and budget, shoot me an email at mark@albrecht.com today. I work with relocators coming into this market every single day, and I put together a custom game plan just for you. And I just dropped a video breaking down the 5 things that are killing listings in Charlotte right now versus the 5 things that are creating multiple offers in the same market. Check out the video I've linked right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.